Hi everyone, welcome to the Swing Factory Golf Studio just north of Atlanta. My name is Don Peterson. I'm a PGA golf professional. I was given a lesson earlier today and I had a guy, very armsy. You hear this a lot from me, but that's the problem with most golfers is they get awfully armsy. They don't know how to use their core. They don't know how to use their body correctly. And so therefore they use what they think they should, lift the arms and pull down. So I was trying to get him out of it. I told him a story, and it was a story when I was growing up, and I had a golf professional give me a lesson. His name was Tim Sweborg, and Tim was a really, really fine player. And I remember he always set up kind of like Hogan described. He'd stick his arms out and he'd have his elbows look like they just pointed straight up. And the way he was built, he was a little bit shorter, but he's a pretty flexible guy. And he had really nice swings, like a Sam Snead, silky like golf swing. But he always kind of stuck his arms out and just put his elbows together like that. And I remember he just did it the same way every time and kept his triangle together really well. But anyway, he gave me a lesson and we were out on the range, and I remember, you know, back in the old days, I'm sure I lifted hands to the sky like, you know, Nicklaus and Miller, because those were the big players of the day. And he told me, he says, look, he says, your arms are way too active. He goes, you're swinging real hard, you're lifting and pulling down with your arms. He goes, you need to learn how to swing with your shoulders. So I remember sitting there thinking, and I was trying to hit golf balls, and every time I took it back, he goes, no, that's arms. No, that's arms. So I got kind of frustrated, and I thought, okay, well, I'm not going to move my arms. I'm just going to tell them not to move. So that was my thought. And I sat there and I hit golf balls for maybe an hour that day. And all I thought about was I'd stick my arms out in front of me and I'd say, don't move, don't move, don't move. And if you think don't move your arms, the only way you can make a backswing is to start turning your chest and your back and your shoulders. So that's what I did. And it turned out to be a really good swing key for me to get out of lifting and pulling down with my arms. Because if you take your power away, then you have to recreate it somewhere else. And that's what I learned from that drill. And that's what I learned as a teacher too. If I'm going to take someone's power away, I have to teach them how to have power somewhere else, find another source of power. So if every one of you are out there using your arms like I was, then you need to learn how to use your chest, your shoulders, your core, your hips, you know, bigger muscles. So if you can stand there and talk to yourself when you're hitting golf balls and say, okay, don't move, don't move, don't move as you're taking the club back, you'll find that you'll wind up really tight, and that's fine. What'll happen though is you'll get to about right in here, you'll take like a half of a backswing with your shoulders, and then you'll go ahead and start lifting your arms. So try to avoid that by making a deeper turn, okay? So don't move, don't move, don't move, and keep turning, okay? And if you do that, you're gonna build a backswing based on bigger muscles, chest turn, and the deeper you can turn, the better off you're gonna be, more than likely. And you know, obviously everybody's a little bit different, but by and large, when I look at most of my students, there's very, very few times when I have someone who turns too deep. I hardly ever see that. The only time that happens is when the trail hip goes back here behind and we don't solidify the right, or the trail side, in my case, right leg, right hip, and right knee. All right, so if you can talk to your arms and say, don't move, don't move, don't move, you're gonna get off to a really good start and you're gonna create a bigger back turn. So try this, talk to your arms, take a big, deep turn without moving your arms, and then turn back through, and you're gonna make much better swings because your arms are gonna be less active and you're gonna start training yourself to use the bigger muscles in your swing. Come back and get more tips like this. If you like this tip, like and subscribe. Thanks for coming to my channel. See you soon.